It is opening night for the American Dirt Series UMP Modifieds along with the Super Late Models. And we come to you live from Auto Racing Showcase since 1954. It's the house that Earl built at the world's greatest dirt track, the virtual Eldora Speedway, the epicenter of dirt track racing, the home of the Kings Royale and the Dirt Late Model Dream. And it's the season opener tonight for the American Dirt Series UMP Modifieds and Late Models. Happy to have you with us tonight. Marty Sakala with you on the call, filling in for Alex. Glad you could join us for our season opener here live on the UMP. Drivers being ready to go out for their final moment of practice. Let's break down how the night's going to go tonight for the UMP Modified. Qualifying just around the corner, followed up by 8 laps. In heats, top 3 will transfer out from each heat. We've got a 22-car entry list. Our remade tonight is 14 laps, and the feature is 40 laps. The late models, 10 minutes after the UMP Modified feature. Let's get you your weather forecast tonight here at the Eldora Speedway. 80 degrees is the air temp and clear sunny skies with 43% humidity. The track at 2 miles an hour in the wind speed. Track temp is 87 degrees at around 1,000 feet. Let's break down the Eldora Speedway for you. It's a half mile. It's a very fast, short dirt track holding 30,000. 24 degrees of banking in the corners. Be very key. A lot of drivers can hold it wide open if they choose to be outside, which is looking in a whole lot so far tonight in the going. As we get set to go racing here tonight at the Eldora Speedway. So glad you could join us here for UMP Modified action here for the American Dirt Series, a brand new Dirt Series here on iRacing. Take a look at some of the drivers to watch out for here tonight. A lot of drivers with the A-class safety rating, but there's a lot on the list. Just a minute away from getting things going here tonight. Let's give you who is currently your fastest on the track, and that's Kai Matthews with a 16.337. Again, looking like a full crowd tonight. Over 20 drivers on the entry list. Of course, the very fast dirt track, any lane around the Big E is possible. While we're at, I'd like to welcome those of you watching live on Speed Demon TV. Let us know where you were watching from and who you are rooting for. And practice just about to be in the books. Matthew's a driver you need to watch out for, that's for sure. Another driver possibly. Austin Welch in the number 9. Chris Brown, there's another guy on the track that we were watching. Patrick Coluccio and the number 99 could be a big underdog tonight. Really cool 99 paint scheme for him. Checkers are out on our lone practice session. Here come our qualifying laps. And you'll see all the times on the bottom of your screen. We'll get you your first driver to watch out for here in moments time. We'll go to the 06 of Dave Garman Jr. For the drivers to watch out for on the bottom of your screen are on the clock, as well as the full times on the top left of your screen. While we're at, let's tell you more about the colors you'll see in qualifying. If it's green, that's a good lap. If it's yellow, it's a slow lap. But if it's a purple lap, that means it is a pole lap. Just gotta wait for the drivers that are in the first sectors. David Garman Jr., AJ Bowman in the green early on here at Eldora. Garman starts the times off. Lap number 1 is in the wall. AJ Bowman goes 16.995. Kyle Matthews goes quick time with a 16.958. We'll watch him here as he goes through 3 and 4. couple of drivers taking the checkered flag, trying to improve on their laps. Matthew comes across the line. Does he improve his time? And yes, he does. Nope, excuse me, he does not. Here comes Brad Dyer across the start-finish line. A lot of times showing up in the yellows. He is slower. Let's go to Curtis Uphoff in the number 129. Fourth quickest at a 16.937. Shane James, meanwhile, in pole alert. He is in the purple in sector 1. He goes second quick at a 16.812. Shane James currently second quick, utilizing the bottom groove with the UMP modified early here off of turn 4. He's on the purple in sector 2. It's his faster. He's on the top. 16.75 for Shane James. He's got the quick time. In the number 5 is Robert Tucker, making his second lap off of turn number 4. It is a slower lap, so he'll stay 5th quick at a 16.908. Minute of qualifying left to go as a bunch of more drivers come across the start-finish line. Currently, I believe all 22 of our drivers have qualified, and that should put a wrap-up on qualifying. So, with a quick time of 16.75 in the number 01, a round of applause for Shane James. Shane James in the 01 in quick time. Going to be a fantastic evening tonight of late model of UMP and late model action. Why don't we go on board here for a lap with Kai Matthews here, if we can make it across in time. Show you what it's like in a UMP modified. Pretty much, I call it a late model without fenders. Because it literally has the exact same body pretty much without the modifieds. You've got the engine cover up on the top, the filter. So yeah. All right, here we go for heat race number 1. First heat of the night about to go down, and here's how they line up. Shane James and Adam Davis on the front row. Austin Welch, A.J. Bowman in row number 2. Cody Kelly and Brandon Massey in the 3rd row. And in row 4 is Kyle Hackett and Jimmy Barr. As the field gets set to roll off, here is 8 laps for each heat. The top 3 transfer on to the features. Winner of heat race number 1 will also start from the pole position tonight. All of our drivers are gridded in, and we are just about set to go green with the UMPs. Glad you could join us for our opening race of the season for the UMP Modifieds. A lot of weeks around the corner for the American Dirt Series for the UMP Modifieds. Outside of Eldora, we've got Charlotte, Lanier, Knoxville, Fairbury, Bristol, Kokomo, Volusia, Limaland, Cedar Lake, Weedsport, and the season finale at Lernerville. All race times for the American Dirt Series for the UMP Modifieds are Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Great night last night with our big blocks and 360 sprints at Charlotte and Lanier. As we are set to go racing. If you missed us, by the way, last week, our results, the big block winner was Brandon Bolton. And in our 360 sprint cars, the winner of that was Mason Hannigan. None of them are racing with us tonight from what it looks like from our perspective. As we're set to go green for our first heat race. In the starter's hands, James and Davis bring us to green. It's on. James trying to get the early advantage, 3 wide off of turn number 2. Davis trying to look on the top shelf. Cody Kelly trying the inside. He steers clear of the battle for the race lead early on. James trying to lead it at the stripe. Davis squirrely off of 4. It's James just by about a front left fender at the stripe. Davis falls back for just a moment down the back straightaway. He falls back into the 3rd position. Austin Welch trying to enter this 4-man dash for the race lead off of 4. Trying to go all the way down to the bottom of the track. The battle for the final transfer spot is on between Davis and Welch. Cody Kelly a part of this battle as well as he ride on board with the number 9. Side by side off of turn number 4. Good action as well behind the rest of the drivers. A little bit of a lag issue coming from Cody Kelly, so we'll just focus on the battle for third. 4 up, 4 down, this time by. Welch has a run inside on Kelly. Got to be careful because he may have neck code issues like that. That could lead to a wreck. Davis trying to steer clear of the situation with Cody Kelly. Austin Welch trying to find a way around for second spot. Could be a photo finish, an invisible photo finish at the stripe. 3 laps to go in heat race number 1. And Kelly falls back to position number 2. On board with Welch as Davis tries to figure out a way to get around. Two circuits left in Eldora in the first heat race of the night. Shane James with the early lead in this heat race, looking to start from pole position. Try and continue that perfect night so far. Clean racing in heat race number 1 at the Eldora Speedway. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go. We continue to watch the Davis-Kelly battle for position number 3. But out in front, it is Shane James, your quick timer of the night off of turn 4. He takes home heat race number 1 at the Big E. Davis second, and for third, it's Davis. So James, Welch, Davis transfer on to the feature as we get set to go for heat race number 2 as we stand by for the starting lineup. Moving on to heat race number 2, here is how the lineup works. On the front row, Kai Matthews and Robert Tucker. Row number 2, it's a Garmin and then a Gaiman. David Garmin Jr. starts from 3rd and Joshua Gaiman starts in 4th. Row number 3, it's Chris Brown and David Smeal Jr. And starting from 7th tonight is Patrick Coluccio. Field rolls off here early on in the season. It's tough to figure out the names and who to watch out for, so I'd probably go with either Kai Matthews or Joshua Gaiman. Agonized Dad is in the chat. We welcome him on into the live stream. Rooting for Smeal tonight. Hope you are doing well. And we'll have 1 lap until we get the green flag. I'm very impressed with Smeal's paint job. Using the Dale Jr. number font. I'm pretty sure that's the Dale Jr. font. Can't really tell exactly from... Nope, I literally thought that looked like an 88, but that is actually a 29. So, apologies there, David. Field down the back chute. We go green next time by. This time by, I should say, as the track has definitely started to slicken up a lot here at the Eldora Speedway. Fixed setups. Keep in mind, all meant for a slick surface. We are green for heat race 2. Winner of this heat starts from the outside pole, and it's Kyle Matthews with the early lead. Tucker and Garmin go door to door for second. Tucker wants the early lead. Matthews shuts the door as Matthews goes up 2 lanes. 3 wide off of turn 4 at the line. Give it to Matthews by a bumper. The battle for third is on in the transfer spot. It's Gaiman with the edge on Garmin Jr. Gaiman looking on the outside of Garmin Jr. The outside should have the clear advantage. They stay tire to tire, door to door at the stripe. It was Gaiman at the line. 2 laps in, Kai Matthews put down the fastest lap of the heat at a 16.98. Only driver to hit the 16-second range. Everyone else in the 17 brackets. Gaiman still with the edge on Garmin Jr. David trying to find a way to get around Joshua Gaiman, as there's also a battle for second taking place. They're on the rear bumper of Robert Tucker. You ride on board from the number 5's perspective of Robert Tucker, still holding on to position number 2. rocking the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Gaiman trying to find something all the way down to the basement. The battle is on for P2. Gaiman also trying to hold control of third position. Shuts the door on Garmin for just a moment. The number 06. Oh, Gaiman's loose for a moment. He makes a nice save, though. May see a possible Hail Mary from Garmin, but you know, it is early on here. 2 laps to go in the heat race. Your battle for the final transfer spot on in from heat race number 2. Look out, Garmin's up in the wall, trying to ride a very thin cushion at the moment. He's got to run up on the outside. The battle for third is on between the 06 and the 77. White flag is out. Give Garmin the lead at the line. Who gets it at the next one? Garmin gets by Gaiman. Gaiman's car is gone. Off of turn number 4. Heat race number 2 goes to Kai Matthews. He starts from position number 2 tonight. Garmin Jr., the final transfer spot in to the A main. So Matthews takes the heat win. Garmin gets the final transfer spot. And we are set to go for heat race number 3. Here's the starting lineup. And this should be your final heat race of the evening for the UMP Modifieds. Here's how they line up. Brad Dyer and Curtis Uphoff on row 1. Row 2, Cooper Ward and Ryan Arbogast. Row number 3, and I apologize if I bobble this last name up, Eric Holhaas and Nathan Vossi. And from 7th is Tyler File. So that is your lineup for heat race number 3. Just waiting for one more driver to get in. That is Ryan Arbogast. And we are gridding right now. We'll be set to go. Main driver to watch out for. I'd probably go with Curtis Uphoff in the number 129. Starting from 2nd spot. All the heat winners so far tonight have come from that pole position. They've been in good battles at the end of lap 1, but lap 2 they have just found a way to show some speed and say bye-bye to take the heat win and start on the front row. Winner of this heat race, though, begins from the 3rd position in tonight's 40-lap feature. So 6 drivers only make the call for heat race number 3. This track definitely has a lot of grooves. We've seen, looks like at a medium to slick base for those setup builders at home watching on Speed Demon TV. And I'm looking at you, Johnny Taylor, because you're a setup guy. And we know he is either watching live or he is watching on demand. That extremely bottom groove going to be very tough to utilize tonight. Everyone liking the middle to high side. And again, this is coming from a guy who does not race the UMP Modifieds or the late models a lot, but I am a dirt guy and I know the low line is very tough. Dyer and Uphoff, your front row as we get set to go green for heat race number 3. Green flag is out. Drivers immediately trying to fight to get up to the high side and get clear, and it's Dyer that clears away on Uphoff for just a moment. Not just yet. Here comes Cooper Ward in the number 4. We're 3 wide for the race lead. Ward gets it at the line. Do we see a possible slide job early here? It's a 3 wide, 3-car battle for the top spot. Give the lead early to the 129 of Uphoff, but Ward and Dyer still making their way in the low and middle groove. And at the line, still drag racing. Uphoff can't clear, but he leads lap number 2. All your top 3 currently in a transfer position to make it is, and as Uphoff scrapes the wall for just a moment. Dyer still trying to find a way down to the inside. Same with Ward. Uphoff gets it, and he clears the battle for 2nd. So Brad Dyer this time is the man who starts on the pole, immediately falls back 2 spots. Issue for Uphoff on the center of turns 3 and 4. Ward pulls up down to the inside. It's a 3-car battle for the lead halfway home in heat race number 3. First one out currently is that 00 of Tyler File. Look at this. 3 car battles all over the place. 3 wide for the lead and 3 wide for 4th position. Getting intense early on. Cooper Ward testing the bottom waters on Curtis Uphoff as Uphoff scrapes the wall for just a moment, trying to ride the axle of this track. Excuse me, the attic of this track, and the battle for second. Dyer crosses over on Cooper Ward. He puts the slide job on, but Ward with the crossover. Near contact, Tyler File trying to enter the battle from last up to 4th. Here they come, white flags in the air, 1 lap to go in heat race number 3. Back and forth they go, trading sliders and crossers. Dyer tries again for second spot. Cooper Ward, he has 1 last gasp for him to take second spot, but they're not in the hunt for the 3rd position in the feature. Instead, that belongs to Curtis Uphoff, who takes the win. At contact to the line as Brad Dyer holds on and falls to 3rd. Cooper Ward takes away 2nd. So heat races are in the books tonight as we get set to go green. We've got a 5-minute warm-up for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So what we will do here is we will step aside, and when we come back, we'll get you our final warm-up action, give you our keys for the race tonight. So stay with us here. It is the American Dirt Series UMP Modifieds on Speed Demon TV.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back to the Eldora Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting set to go here for our first feature of the evening. It is the American Dirt Series UMP Modifieds live on Speed Demon TV. Take a look here at the warm-up. Shane James currently the quickest. He's your pole sitter for tonight, running a 16.91 at the moment. Let's get our keys here for tonight's action here at the Eldora Speedway. While you do see Shane James running the lower groove, it's going to be the middle to high side that you'll see as the big key to win. Because as we take a look at Shane James, Shane James just ran his quickest lap of the night on the low line at a 16.88. P to watch out for. But a lot of drivers have been utilizing the middle to high side tonight, and it will be extremely key. Yeah, that's right. Good try there, XYZ. Yeah, spammer. You're not getting anything from us here. So I'm just calling out the guy on YouTube watching live on Speed Demon TV. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for our first feature of the evening. Here is your starting lineup for the UMP Modifieds. On the front row, looking for the perfect night tonight in the number 01. That is Shane James. Next to him, it's the number 1 of Kai Matthews. Row 2, Curtis Uphoff in the 129, and Austin Welch in car number 9. On the third row tonight, it's Robert Tucker in the 5 and Cooper Ward in the 4. Row 4, Adam Davis in the 112 and David Garman Jr. in the 06. In row number 5, Brad Dyer and Cody Kelly in the 56 and 13 respectively. Row number 6, it's Joshua Gaiman in the 77 and Tyler File in the 00. On the second half of the grid, it's Brandon Massey in the number 65 and Chris Brown in the 8. Row 8, Ira Kohlhaas in the number 3 and Kyle Hackett in the number 14. Row 9, David Smeal Jr. in the number 27, Nathan Bossi in the 22. In row 10, Jimmy Barr in the 81, Patrick Paluccio in the number 99. And on our final row tonight, Ryan Arbogast in the number 2 and AJ Bowman in car number 83. That is how our lineup looks for tonight's 40-lap feature. Shane James, your pole sitter, looking for the perfect night tonight. "21 strong have made the call as we get set to go green flag racing here at the Big E with the UMP Modifieds. Coming in turn number 3. Time to strap in and hold on tight, that is for sure. Hold on to those seats as teammates make up the front row. Shane James and Kai Matthews are ready to go to green. It's time to go to work. Put the green flag out. We are racing. Off of corner number 2, Shane James with the early lead. 3 wide for position number 2. Matthews on the top side. Hang on, we've got a crash, and we've got 2 of them on their lids. Chris Brown in the number 8 is one of them, along with Kyle Hackett in the 14. And our first yellow comes out tonight. So Brown's our first car in trouble early here as we start things off with our Speed Demon TV replay here. We'll take this one for you in slow-mo and see what happened off of corner number 2. This is just a major stack. Whoa, that is Cooper Ward first getting loose. And it's just a huge accordion effect. And that's when Chris Brown gets sideways. And look at the launch by Chris Brown and Kyle Hackett. Brown barrel rolling with the number 8 machine. And we'll take an opportunity to watch what it looked like from his onboard. This is a wild one, gents. Get ready. And he's on the brakes. There is nothing he could do, and I feel bad for Chris Brown and Kyle Hackett too. So that is our lone onboard we have of that crash. So the field will reset as we get set to go back to green. It is a single file restart as we did not complete a lap that time. Shane James, Kaya Matthews, Curtis Uphoff, Austin Welch, Robert Tucker even getting loose off of turn 2. Cooper Ward still holds on to the 6th position, but for how long? We are back to green. Put the pedal to the metal as we restart. James holds the serve. Matthews second. Uphoff is third, but inside is Austin Welch for the final podium spot. Matthews takes a peek underneath, looking for the top spot, but not working off of 4 as James leads the lap as the lineup resets to get on to lap number 3. Top 3, Cody currently hanging on to the top shelf of the racetrack. Welch, no slide in turn number 4. Here comes Robert Tucker in the number 5. He's got room 3 wide off of 4. Tucker with the best line and the best speed. If you can hold the power right without any contact. Tucker with the 2-for-1 discount and takes away P4. Off the corner, contact, and we've got a couple of them sideways. Do they save it? Cooper Ward was another one that got loose and makes a terrific save. He falls back into the 10th position. Shane James, your race leader, just put up the fastest lap of the race at a 17 even. 16.995 to be specific as we go to the battle for P3. Uphoff and Tucker this time. Tucker down on the bottom of the racetrack, keeping hold of the basement. And he can clear Curtis Uphoff for P3. Tucker's been able to find the moisture, and he gets the wall. Here comes Uphoff on the crossover. Looking off of turn 2, he wants P3. Side by side in turns 3 and 4. Tucker nearly up into the bad wall there. It was really bad for a lot of drivers last night in the big blocks and the 360 sprints at Charlotte and Lanier respectively. Tucker keeping it off of turn 2, hanging on to 3rd. Uphoff trying to fight back with a slider, how much he can get up to the door, but he cannot. They stayed nose to tail. Another quick lap as we are back under yellow. And it's for Jimmy Barr in the number 81. So we'll take a look here at our Speed Demon replay and see what happened. He was just simply loose with how slick the track has gotten, pretty much nearly at 100%. A lot of drivers making contact with him. One driver gets up on 2 wheels. And I think that driver was Kyle Hackett. Nope, it was Brad. Actually, I am unknown of who that car was. It was not Coluccio. But that is what went down to bring the yellow out. Why don't we... Let's take a ride in the cockpit here with Jimmy Barr. Just look at how much he's stealing. Look how much wheel he's putting on the right side. And how loose, too much cross. He's just trying to keep that car straight, and yeah, it's just loosey-goosey on him. So that other car, I believe, was Coluccio in the 99. So 1 lap to go until we take the green flag. We'll put 9 laps up on the books when we get to the restart. It is a double file restart as Shane James selects the bottom side for this restart. He just had, by the way, while we were at it, the quickest lap at a 16.986. So here's how the field looks as we get back to green. Kai Matthews, the outside of row 1. Row 2, Robert Tucker and Curtis Uphoff. Row 3, Adam Davis and Tyler Fell. And row 4, David Garman Jr. and Austin Welch. The control car is Shane James. We're back to green. James trying to hold serve off of turn number 2, but Robert Tucker has the bottom groove, the groove that Shane James was working a lot on in practice. And currently the top 3, all teammates at the moment. Here comes Robert Tucker, though, onto the bottom. See, the top 2 are all teammates, as Tucker still trying that bottom groove. He was successful in last time he made a pass for position number 3. Got all the way up to Kai Matthews, keeps the top shelf going. Uphoff looked to the inside, but had to fall it back, or else he was turning. Robert Tucker had to let off the gas. A couple of good side-by-side battles happening. Tyler Fowle and Austin Davis down to the inside. As we've got a lagger, Cruz Uphoff reporting he's blinking just a little bit as File got up into the wall, losing control of position 5 for now. File still hanging on to that position. It's a 3-car battle for that spot. Davis still trying to find something. A lot of grooves all around the Big E. Davis falling back to 6th. File and Uphoff hold on to positions number 4 and 5. Behind them, you've got Gaiman and Garmin going at it. That's for position number 7. Want to give props as well to Tyler File. He started from 12th. He is all the way up to 5th position. He's currently your hard charger of the night, ladies and gentlemen. 14 laps are in the books here at Eldora. This is your best battle on track for position number 4. File and Uphoff holding on to that outside. File just trying to plan his move out right and try and pressure Uphoff into a mistake. Right on board here with the driver of number 00. Swirling that to the right and just feathering the throttle in the center and the exit. Just trying to avoid getting the wall and losing a lot of time to Uphoff. You see as well how slick this track is, too. Here's the run. Trying the inside. The 4th place spot is on the line as 17 laps are in the books. There's the slider from File and gets into the wall big time. Uphoff crosses over. He keeps command of 4th, but File in trouble on 5th. Here comes Adam Davis down to the bottom of the racetrack. File continues to ride the wall. Let's see how much this affects him once again. Davis thought about the inside. Garmin Jr. also in this battle for position number 6. He loses some time as there's a stack up along with Cooper Ward, Joshua Gaiman, and others. Austin Welch entering the party along with Chris Brown trying to recover from the lap 1 flip. Up to 9th position. How about the strong run from Chris Brown in road 2 recovery? Cross flags are up in the air. 20 up, 20 down. Oh, hang on, we're wrecking. Cooper Ward up on his side, but he keeps it straight. No caution is needed. All the way back to 18th position. He's been fighting that bad boy from the drop of the green. And it puts him back to the 18th position. Down 12 spots from the start tonight. Let's go back to that battle for 4th position as the leaders have checked out on 4th and 5th. Uphoff and File continuing to ride the cushion up in 3 and 4. Nearly scraping the wall. There's a peek down to the inside. File takes a look, but he can't find the power to put it back on. Can't get the bite off the corner. Uphoff continuing to hold it at bay. Meanwhile, behind them, Garmin trying to look inside on Davis for position number 6, each up a spot from the start. Holding on to the top shelf on keeping command. File still trying the inside meanwhile at the moment. So you take a look. Let's see if we can get a good view here from our aerial shot. I don't think we really can as Garmin's still trying the basement. Trying to see if he can find some moisture, and he cannot. Davis just put up a ton of gap on Garmin. 15 laps to go at Eldora as the leader. Shane James trying to get that perfect race going with a half-second lead on his teammate Kai Matthews as the leaders enter a lap traffic, who are also battering for position. That's Coluccio and AJ Bowman. They hang on to the bottom while the leader goes by top shelf. Nearly going 3 wide off the corner. The lead extended, maintaining at a half-second lead. Let's show you where Robert Tucker is. There he is, just 3 seconds behind Kai Matthews in the number 1. And the battle for 4th continues on between File and Uphoff. Side by side. File, I think, just got it at the line in case a yellow were to come out. There's a slider, a late slider for File as he gets the wall. Again, incredible racing. Don't forget, coming up next afterwards is the super late model event. Also at the Big E, the track will reset as well. It'll be just about 10 minutes after the UMP race that we get things going. Speaking of time, we've got 10.5 laps to finish up here. Kai Matthews now behind by a second in an incredible long run. File still trying to find something on Uphoff. Now he has to be careful with the fact that Uphoff has been blinking just a little bit. Davis has been closing in on the leaders as well. Let's compare the lap times, this time at the line. Pardon me, let's go from 6th to 5th. File has had the advantage of 3 of the last 5 laps, but Davis closed in a 1/10 of a second last time by. 9 laps to go at Eldora. Continuing on in that battle for 4th and 7th spot respectively. We 4th and 6th spot, respectively. All still holding that top shelf. Let's go behind them. Another good battle. Austin Welch and Brad Dyer for position 9. And, Welch takes away 9th position. Chris Brown, for those wondering, from a flip up to the 8th position. A nice run for him after being on his lid in lap 1. Shane James, a 1-second lead on Matthews, continuing to weave his way. A huge smorgasbord of lap traffic. Trying to think of the ward there with 6 laps to go that James will have to endeavor. Let's see what Kai Matthews does into this equation. They're 4 wide in front. He's a part of a 4 wide battle. That's close for Shane James, but luckily no one really to affect him. And there's the yellow. Trouble for Patrick Coluccio in turn number 3. Not what Shane James wanted. A rough night for Patrick Coluccio in the number 99 as we'll go to our Speed Demon replay. And just got the wall by himself, puts it up on 2 wheels, continued to ride the wall, then puts it head on with a lot of damage to the front bumper. And look at how many drivers that missed him. That was close for the 99. Well, folks, we're not done yet. Shane James thought he had a win in the bag. At the same time, the yellow was kind of good for him, so he would avoid that dirty air. So now it will be track for him for the rest of the race. Just about under 2 laps to the green flag. We had a message come in from Chad C. that said, outstanding racing. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. Taking a look, Shane James has a very good chance tonight. Chad is correct, and he is. When we take the green, 4 laps away from the first win of the season. And let's reset the field as we go back to green. This is a single file restart the rest of the way. James the leader. Kai Matthews is in 2nd. Robert Tucker is 3rd. Curtis Uphoff 4th. Tyler File 5th. Adam Davis is 6th. Dave Garman Jr. 7th. Brad Dyer 8th. Austin Welch 9th. And Jimmy Barr, after spinning earlier tonight, is in the 10th position. Is Kai Matthews or Robert Tucker going to have something for Shane James, or will James power away with the season opening W and a perfect night for him? 4 laps to go. We're green at the Big E. Everyone keeping the top shelf for right now. Tucker doesn't take a chance down to the inside. Look out for Uphoff. He scrapes the wall for just a moment. He tests the basement out. See if it's clean for him to make a move to the inside on Tucker. It does not. He's up to the bumper in the exit of the corner, but Tucker powers off with 3 laps to go. Side by side, Tucker keeps command of 3rd position. Into the inside, Tyler Files is challenging on Curtis Uphoff. P4 is on the line. File keeps control of 4th position. Actually makes the pass, with 2 laps to settle it. Tucker trying to see if he's got one last gaps for Kai Matthews off of turn 4. We've got a crash behind them, and it brings out the yellow. Half a straightaway away from the white flag, and Shane James is saying, you've got to be kidding me. And the yellow is out for Jimmy Barr and Austin Welch. What a shame. They had a good night going for a top 10 finish. Barr has pulled it into the pits. He is done for the evening. With the UMP Modified, we'll see if he runs with us tonight in our late model feature event. Battling for a position. They were, I want to say this was for 10, and Welch just came down on Barr. Him up in the air, and that's some heavy damage to the 81. Definitely affecting the steering and trying to get the car back straight. An axle failure or something. Let's show you an onboard here. We'll go to Austin Welch. Car just came down on Jimmy, what I would assume. And let's go from the rear end of Jimmy Barr. Nice view of the sky as well. Going to overtime here at the Eldora Speedway. And the pace truck is in. Is Shane James going to hold him off? Fires early as possible. We're back to green. One staying on the top shelf for the top three. Uphoff tried the bottom on file for position number 4. Nothing he could do about that. Here they come off the corner. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Shane James, but does Kai Matthews have anything? It's a 1-2 finish currently for the teammates, but does Kai Matthews want to go for the last second move and think about the win? Yes, he does. Sends it into 3 and 4 for the final time. Does he have anything? No, he does not. Shane James, a perfect night for him. Quick time in qualifying. Heat race number 1 winner and feature winner tonight with the UMP Modifieds at Eldora. James takes home the win. He'll go to victory lane and park it. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll talk with your top 3. Stay with us on Speed Demon TV.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We are back here tonight at the Eldora Speedway. We will talk first with your top 2. Just checking to see here if we've got Tucker in here as well, so we can bring him up here, our 3rd place finisher, and shoot. All right, give me 1 moment here real quick. Stand by. Hey, Robert, I moved you into the wrong room. Can you go into broadcast booth, please? All right, we don't have any sign of him currently for right now. Let's talk with your top 3 finishers, starting things off with Shane James. Shane, nobody could stop you tonight. That was one heck of a car.
Yeah, it started out great, from the start, from qualifying, heat, feature. It was just all about just trying to not put it in the wall because that was the fast line. And I was worried that Austin was going to sneak by me, or even Robert. He was pressuring us too. So, yeah, it was a good win against some tough drivers.
Absolutely, it was. I want to ask as well, from a driver's perspective too, how tough is it driving a UMP modified on a slick racetrack where pretty much the high side is like the only way around? I mean, low line is you can kind of make a pass, but it's extremely tough.
Yeah, it's real tough because these cars, you don't hardly ever use full throttle. You really got to use your foot and stay smooth and not spin the wheels. And if you do, you break it loose and lose probably half a second. But yeah, it's not easy, especially when it's on the wall, and because if you barely jump that cushion, it sucks you into the wall, and you don't want to do that.
Absolutely. Who do you want to give shout-outs to for your run?
Thanks to my team, Cincy Speed, I think we had 3 in the top 10 tonight. Austin was second. Kai. Then I got to thank sponsors: Karen's Custard and Hamburgers, Team Friday, Sim Gear Central, Dexter Egg, and just everybody with the league, American Dirt Series, you guys with Speed Demon, and just all the drivers showing up and supporting the series.
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thanks.
Let's go to our second place finisher here, Kai Matthews. Kai, same thing as well. Like you could not be stopped as either for second place. How good was your guys' setup overall?
It was pretty good. Every time I tried to push a little harder to catch Shane, I usually ended up putting it in the wall. So just tried to slow down and make sure I didn't wreck it and kind of hang on for second.
Yeah, I saw you try the inside as well, where you're just playing it safe with your teammate as well, since of course you guys are teammates, and just waiting until the final corner to try something out.
Yeah, I thought about trying, but there's no way I was going to clear him on a slider. So I just kind of stayed down there, and there's no way I was going to pass him. And without the restarts, he was beating me pretty bad anyway. So he pretty much had that one in the bag.
I know he already gave the shout outs, but do you have any other guys you want to give shout outs to?
Nah, pretty much the same guys over at Cincy Speed and Shane, Karen's Custard, and Dexter Egg.
All right, sounds good. We'll let you go, man. Nice job tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's go over here to Robert Tucker, our third place finisher. Robert, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, first off, let's move to broadcast booth because I put you in the wrong room.
All right.
All right. All right. I think you have to move yourself.
It's locked.
Oh, it is? Okay, that's weird. All right, so we'll just talk with you through here. Robert, you had a good car tonight, man. Making your way up from fifth to third. How much were you trying that low line tonight? I'm kind of curious because we saw you take a chance at it from time to time.
Yeah, I went down there every once in a while, but there wasn't nothing down there, so I moved back up to the top with everybody else.
Yeah, that top shelf was the only place to go. Shane was just talking about it, but how tough was it, especially with a slick track like Eldora?
It was tough. I'm not too good in the modifieds anyway, but it was definitely a fine line between hitting it right and hitting the wall.
Absolutely, it was. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight on your run?
Just Cody for the league, you guys for broadcasting, and good run to the top two. Appreciate it.
All right, sounds good. Robert, nice job tonight. We'll let you go.
Thanks.
Robert Tucker taking home the win. A third-place finish for the driver of the number 3. And we will get you your results here just a moment. So a fun race for them. Next time up for the UMP Modifieds, they make a run at the dirt track. Excuse me. At the dirt track of Charlotte Motor Speedway. As we are having some technical difficulties at the moment. So while our graphic is currently not working, let's give you our final results from tonight. Shane James taking home the race win. Our second place finisher went to Kai Matthews, finishing in third, Robert Tucker. In fourth spot, that was Tyler File. Fifth belonged to Curtis Uphoff, finishing sixth, Adam Davis. Seventh, Chris Brown. Eighth, David Garman. Ninth, Brad Dyer. And in the 10th position was Cooper Ward. Nathan Vossi, 11th. In 12th spot goes to Josh Gaiman. 13th, Cody Kelly. 14th, Brandon Massey. 15th, David Smeel Jr. 16th, AJ Bowman. 17th, Eric Kohlhaas. I think that should do the trick here. Nope, it does not. 18th, Austin Welch, Kyle Hackett, 9th, Jimmy Barr, 20th, Patrick Coluccio, 21st, and Ryan Arbogast in 22nd position. So coming up next, we've got the super late models here at the Eldora Speedway. We will take a break. Stay with us. We're going to have a little standby as we get set to go for action for the super late models. We'll get the countdown clock back going when we are set to go for pre-race. Stay with us on Speed Demon TV.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
set to get going for the late models here at the Eldora Speedway. Good evening, everyone. Marty Sakala. If you have just joined us, we are so glad that you could join us for today's action here at the Big E. Going to be a lot of fun, just like the UMP Modifieds we just had a couple of moments ago. We'll get to everything here in just a moment. All right, there we go. We had some technical difficulties there, so we apologize for that. All right, let's get to everything you need to know for tonight. Here is our race breakdown if you have just joined us. Our qualifying is 3 minutes and 2 laps. The heats are 8 laps. Top 3 transfer on. Our B main tonight, 14 laps if we need one. And we likely will need one because we have a 24-car field on the entry list, so we'll see what happens there. Our feature tonight is 40 laps. Here's the info you need to know about the Eldora Speedway. 76 degrees. The air temp has gone down to 76. The track temp down a degree at 86 degrees earlier tonight. 47% humidity, clear, and the wind blowing at 2 miles an hour. Take a look at some of the times here that we have on your screen at the moment. Another technical difficulty here. And yes, we are. So bear with us here as we get things set here. I'm a one-man show tonight, so we can't do all of them at once. There we go. Here are your times so far, as currently Shane James, looking for the sweep tonight, is the quickest at a 15.364. You see we've got a 24-car field on the docket for tonight as we move down to your bottom 4 on your screen. We'll ride along here for a lap, take you on here with Larry Moody around Eldora, show you what it looks like around, in a late model, around the Eldora Speedway. Qualifying is beginning in just a moment for those wondering at home. Here's how it looks. Track is definitely slicking up on the high side. It'll slick up in the middle later on. Again, the low groove is going to be tough tonight. Keep track of this lap time right here and across the line. A 16.23 for Larry Moody. So that's how it looks. I would assume Moody is just testing out his qualifying setup. There you see behind him, Buddy Ware, the number 17 Speed Demon 7's machine. Always a good guy to race with on the hosted lobbies. Qualifying is underway. You'll see all the times on your screen. Trying to find the first one we can watch here. And first driver is Cody Kelly in the number 13. Again, for those that are just wondering what are the colors on your screen mean. Well, if it's yellow, it's slow. If it's green, it's a good lap. It's a better lap. And if it's purple, it is considered a pole lap, fastest of the sector. So Cody Kelly starts the timings off with a 15.64. Time starting to improve as David Garman Jr. goes to the top. 15.604. Here comes Caleb Ferguson. Up to the top he goes. We'll see. He goes second quick. A 15.61. Brad Dyer with a chance. He goes quick time. Same with David Garvin Jr. off of 4. He improves. 15.507 for Dave Garman Jr. Let's go to A.J. Bowman here as he goes into turns number 3 and 4. Shane James to the top. 15.359 for the number 1 machine. Keep track of if somebody else is in the purple. We got a couple of yellows happening at the moment. James looking to improve. He does not. Stays quick as a 15.359, a tenth and a half faster. Kai Matthews goes second quick on lap 2 at a 15.449. Here comes Chad Cote across the line. Remains 20th quick at a 16.01. Robert Tucker also working on his first lap. We'll show you Davis and Hackett here at the same time. Off of 4 for Adam Davis. Let's see what his first lap is. Goes 16th quick at a 15.79. Robert Tucker, second quick in the number 5 machine. 15.406. I think this lap is invalidated though. And it is. Joshua Gaiman, 9th quick on lap 1. 15.645 for Gaiman. In the yellow in sector 1. And off of turn number 4, under 30 seconds to go. Gaiman cannot improve, stays 9th quick. Russell Berry across out of turn number 4 to complete his first lap. Where does he start? 18th quick at a 15.769. And you'll see Berry on the bottom of your screen, yellow in sector 1, so really needs a green in sector number 2 for it to be better. And it's not. Will not improve on lap 2, so stays 18th quick. That does it for qualifying with a quick time of 15.359 in the number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Shane James. So here we go for your first heat of the night. Here is how the starting lineup looks. On the front row, Shane James and David Garman Jr. Row 2, Clay Ferguson and A.J. Bowman. Row 3, Nathan Vossi and Larry Moody. And in the 4th row, Adam Davis and Ira Kohlhaas. So that is how they line things up. So 8 drivers, top 3 transfer on. While we are at it, take this opportunity to welcome those of you watching live on Speed Demon TV, whether you're on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Say hello to a couple of people. Steel City Demon, I sucked there in the UMP feature. Agonized Dad says David can't count that high anyways. Taking a look at the Facebook chat. And no updates there. So 8 laps. Top 3 transfer directly to the A main. And our winner of this heat starts from the pole position. Drivers off for turn 2, of course. Shane James is the driver you have to watch closely for this first heat race. It's been a perfect night for him so far. Can he continue that level of dominance? We'll have to see what happens as they come off of turn 4 in the starter's hands. We're green for the first time tonight with the late models. Off of corner 2, Garman Jr. trying to get the edge early up on that outside. James looking down the inside, tries to slide on up. Cannot do it off of turn 4. Garman takes lap 1. Still in a drag race off of turn 2. James still trying to find the advantage. Can't find anything about it. Stays top shelf as Garmin tries to diamond the corner off of turn 4. Garmin by a car length on Shane James. James trying that inside in this battle for the race lead. Holding up to that rear quarter panel. Nothing there. Clay Ferguson with the final transfer spot in 3rd position, while it's a flurry of other drivers in the back racing for position. James just set the fastest lap of this race with a 15.57, but can't find any due to get by the number 06. So right on board with Shane James in the number 1. Up on that rear end. He tries the inside looking for the race lead, but I think the high groove is where you're going to want to be off the corner. Garmin just a little bit loose off of turn number 2. James tucks back in line. And may come down to a slide job potentially. James with a run on the inside. 3 laps to go in the first heat race as the high side starts to slicken up a little bit. Tries to slide job on Garmin Jr. He can't find it there. James is perfection is in trouble. Garmin Jr. trying to end it and start on the pole himself tonight. 2 to go in heat race number 1. From the rear end of Garmin Jr., let's see if James tries something. Tries the inside. Here's the battle for the race lead. James with a mega slider. James goes to the point, but Garmin fights back at the white flag. 1 to go in heat race number 1. Garmin takes the lead. James, though, has one last chance. That may have gotten Garmin in trouble. We'll see what happens. James, here's the slider, who starts on pole tonight for the 40-lap feature with the super late models on the line. Garmin by 1,000th of a second. Oh my goodness. Let's see though. Oh, it says James. Nope, it's called Garmin by 1,000th of a second. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to live timing and show you how close this was, folks. And we are actually going to go to these iRacing third-person perspectives. It looked like as if James had it. But that's where the line crosses, folks. Right there. Folks, this is a Kodak moment. If we can get to a better angle. There it is right there. That close at the line. So Garmin will start on the pole tonight. We'll get out of the iRacing perspective. We're set to go for heat race number 2. 1 to green at the line, and here's how they line up. Robert Tucker and Chris Brown on row 1. Cody Kelly and Brandon Massey in row 2. Patrick Coluccio and Tyler File in row 3. And row 4, David Smeal Jr. and Jimmy Barr. Set to go racing. You know, usually when you have a good heat race there, that usually sends the message for what the night is going to be like tonight. Here's Tucker and Brown, the front row, as we get set to go green for heat race number 2. 3 advanced winner starts second in the feature. And Tucker pulls out early here. Kelly trying the inside on Chris Brown for second spot. Can he clear up? Not just yet, but Brown's got the perfect line he wants to run. Off of turn 4, side by side. Kelly for second, but Tucker has pulled away. Kelly still trying to fight back. Brown had it by a door off of turn number 2. Had the bite off the corner, but the power in the corner on the cushion is Chris Brown. Can he get it? No. Kelly still has second position. Brandon Massey, the first car out in 4th position, and is hoping that 2nd and 3rd get into each other and take each other out. Brown stays in 3rd position, but here comes Brandon Massey off of turn 4. Trying to find something to get there. Stuck in a battle with David Smeal Jr. for position number 4. Brown trying the top shelf as Kelly goes down to the bottom. Everyone using the top side, we are under yellow. Our first heat yellow of the evening, and it's for Patrick Coluccio in car 99. So that will put us to the Speed Demon TV replay for the first time tonight. We'll show you what happened. Battling, that's for 6th position. And Jimmy Barr turns him. And let's ride on board with Coluccio while we're at it. Coluccio probably not happy about that at all. So we are halfway through in our second heat race tonight. So it's Tucker, Kelly, Brown, Massey, and Smeal, the top 5. We're back to green. Kelly trying to inside on Robert Tucker. Nothing there off of 2. Brown still holding on to 3rd position. Brandon Massey trying to find a way, but stuck in a battle for 4th with David Smeal. 3 laps to go in our second heat race of the night. Brown all over Cody Kelly for position number 2 as Tucker tries to pull away. Tucker's led wire to wire so far in heat race number 2 tonight. 2 laps to go in heat race number 2. Everyone's staying in single file. Some drivers testing the middle groove, trying to find moisture. Other drivers running the regular line like Robert Tucker. In fact, Tucker just put on the fastest lap of the heat race at a 15.58. The second fastest lap of 15.68. Set by Kelly. Final lap underway. Kelly trying something in a big risk, but can't find anything for the lead. He'll try the middle this time. And 3 and 4 can't get it to work. Robert Tucker taking heat race number 2, starts from the outside on the front row. Kelly and Brown transfer in. So a good heat win by Robert Tucker. And we're set to go for heat race number 3. Here's how they line up on the front row. Kai Matthews and Brad Dyer. Row 2, Joshua Gaiman and Curtis Uphoff. Row 3, Buddy Ware and Russell Berry. And row 4, Kyle Hackett and Chad Cote. So that's how your field looks. Waiting for one more driver to come in. That is Joshua Gaiman. And we are just about set to go. Kai Matthews, of course, going to be the driver to watch out for tonight, but that team is at risk early on. We saw what happened with Shane James, but, you know, sometimes that could be the lone mistake from the Cincy race team. Who knows what will happen here? Down the back shoes, we get set to go green. Matthews and Dyer, the front row. Here we go. Matthews with the early in 1 and 2. Dyer trying to put the power. Matthews does not have Dyer clear. 3 wide for position number 3 for that transfer spot as Matthews clears Dyer. Curtis Uphoff on the top shelf trying to take away 3rd spot from Joshua Gaiman and gets it at the stripe. Matthews clears Dyer for the race lead in heat race number 3, but Ophoff still riding that bad boy off of 2. He gets it on Gaiman. Still an incredible battle. Gaiman on the low groove. Ophoff up top. Buddy Ware staying put in 5th position in case those two get together. Nearly in the wall was Ophoff. Gaiman may have control of it still. Can he clear the 129? And he can. Buddy Ware into this battle. Remember, an alphabet soup in the big blocks yesterday. Went all the way from the D main to the A main. Everyone else that does not make the top 3 will go to a preliminary event. We'll check and see what it is depending on the entry list. We had 24 drivers entered, and this is our final heat race of the evening. Ophoff still thinking about it, moving up to another groove. Same with Buddy Ware. Gaiman holding control of that 3rd position. Let's see if he can close in on Brad Dyer for P2. Buddy Ware all over for 4th spot on Ophoff. Right on board with the number 22 machine. And that top groove off of turn number 4, that's the spot everyone wants to be in. You saw that a lot in the UMP modified race, but you can't be hitting the wall like Buddy Ware did. It may be okay for him though. Oh, don't hit it again though. Man, if he didn't hit that wall, he would have been side by side with Ophoff for P4. White flags in the air, 1 to go in heat race 3 for Kai Matthews. 1.3 seconds the gap on Brad Dyer. And we'll start from 3rd position tonight, right next to his teammate. Off of 4, Kai Matthews wins heat race number 3. Dyer and Gaiman round out the transfer spots, and now we go to our last chance qualifiers. First up tonight is our C main, and let's confirm how many people we have transfer in. It's a 12-lap C main. The top 5 go to the B main. So here's how they line up. 9 drivers in the C main. 5 will make it. The 4 other 4 go home. A.J. Bowman and Tyler File, the front row. Russell Berry and Larry Moody in row 2. Patrick Coluccio and Kyle Hackett in row 3. Ira Kohlhaas and Jimmy Barr in row number 4. And Chad Cote rounding out the 9th position. Our last chance qualifiers about to go down. And for those that have just joined us, welcome on in. Marty Sakala with you on the call. Next week for all 4 series, let's break this down for you while we're at it. The big blocks go to Eldora. The 360 sprints are at Charlotte. That is next Friday night. Next Saturday night, the UMP modifieds are at Charlotte, and the super late models, are at the Williams Grove Speedway. In fact, the toughest dirt track in all of iRacing. Field is rolled off in 2x2. It's A.J. Bowman and Tyler File, the front row. We will watch that 5th position closely, as that 5th spot is the final transfer into the B main. That 5th place driver will start last in the B main as well. The other 4 will go home without a spot. I think the other 4 will be free to warm up with the crowd, but will just still not be allowed to race at all. Bowman and File, the front row. The C main is green. And there's a big stack up in the back of the pack as we get going. No harm, no foul. File and Bowman remain side by side for the race lead. Off of 2. File gets it down the back chute. Back in the 5th position, that belongs to Patrick Coluccio as he's trying to make his way up through the field off of 4. Bowman takes lap number 1, but File is still there on the preferred racing line. Bowman a little loose in the center of 1 and 2. Gives File the lead. He does not have him cleared yet. Coluccio still in 5th with Kohlhaas behind him, but hang on. We are under yellow. Kyle Hackett around. And that happens on lap number 1, so the field will reset back to their starting positions. And a single file restart is what we are expecting. what happens off of turn 4. We got turn. Jimmy Barr gets into him. Oh, man, a couple of drivers with nowhere to go. Chad Cote was there. That was on lap number 1. And let's ride from the rear end of Kyle Hackett. Barr right behind, and there is a dump. Unintentional, of course, from Jimmy Barr. But let's see here. Let's try and find here. The yellow was out there. I was wondering, as the field resets with Bowman in the lead, and nope, this is being credited as on lap number 3, so apologies for that. So 3 laps will be in the books when we come back to green, and the final transfer spot belongs to Patrick Coluccio in the number 99. Ira Kohlhaas is the first one out. Bowman, File, Moody, Barry, Kohlhaas, the top 5s. We're back to green. Bowman holding the serve on the 00 of File. Can he clear him off of 2? The answer is yes. Oh, almost pinched him up into the wall. That got very close, but Bowman would have had just enough space to clear as we go back to 5th. Russell Berry now has 5th. Something happened with Coluccio. A bad restart for the 99. He's all the way back in 7th, and now Jimmy Barr has gotten by for 6th. The battle for 4th between Berry and Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas with 4th. Berry back in the 5th position. Here comes Jimmy Barr for the top spot as the battle for the lead between File. He's got the lead over Bowman. Here comes Larry Moody. A slider they touch. Bowman falls back to P3. Here's a good battle. This is for the final transfer spot. This for 4th, though. Berry, Kohlhaas, Barr. 2 of them go to the B main. 1 of them goes home. Oh, man, contact all around. There goes Barr. And there goes the 29 of Kohlhaas. And that may have just been the ending for Ira. And Kohlhaas will be irritated. Let's go from our aerial shot and get you a better perspective on what happened off of turn 2. Kohlhaas got loose, came down, then came up. So that is a guy that will be irritated with himself. So as we look at this correctly, Berry and Barr credited with saving their cars. They will remain in 4th and 5th. Coluccio now the first driver out back in the 6th position. So that battle for 5th will be close. That's the final transfer spot into the B main tonight. Don't forget, as the B main comes up, we'll have 13 drivers transferred to the feature. We're back to green. 2 laps to go. File holding serve on Larry Moody. Bowman back in 3rd. Berry 4th. Here we go for 5th. Coluccio has it on Hackett. Barr with the damage, losing some time. He's all the way back to 7th. White flag is in the air. Final lap in the C main. Coluccio, after what he went through on the last restart, gets a better restart and pulls away from Kyle Hackett through 3 and 4. File sees the checkered flag, and Coluccio gets the final transfer spot into the B main tonight. So the C main is in the books, and now we've got 11 drivers in the B main, and we'll just officially confirm here with iRacing. 13 go to the feature, and we only have an 11-car field, so pretty much for the drivers here, this is extra practice. And we are just looking here correctly at how this is looking. There was ruled a penalty on Coluccio. So Kyle Hackett has the final spot in the B main. Wow, Coluccio sent home. I don't know what happened. But Hackett gets the final transfer spot into the B main. And should make it in tonight. And he will make it in. This will determine positions number 10 through 20. Here's how they line up. Adam Davis and Brandon Massey on the front row. Curtis Uphoff and Nathan Vossi in row 2. David Smeal Jr. and Buddy Ware in row 3. Tyler File and Larry Moody, row 4. A.J. Bowman and Russell Berry, the top 10. And Kyle Hackett starts from 11th. So this is just technically an extra practice session for the drivers. It's a 10-lap B main. And everyone transfers in through, then we'll have our 5-minute warm-up and then our 40-lap feature for tonight. Adam Davis and Brandon Massey, the front row in the starters' hands. And we are green. Massey gets the low line. The early jump can't slide up in front of Massey. As Massey holds the top spot, door-to-door in turns number 3 and 4. Davis has it. Massey's second, Uphoff running in third. Here comes Uphoff looking down to the inside on Brandon Massey. The battle for second spot is on as Davis tries to pull away from the crime scene. Oh boy. Massey a little bit loose off of turn number 4. And they stay side by side. That could help out Uphoff big time. Here comes as well David Smeal Jr. in car 29. And behind them, a bunch of drivers a little bit loose. And they save it luckily. Adam Davis putting up 15.89, while everyone else can get down to as low as a 16.01 in the lap times. Off of turn 4, 3 wide. Uphoff is joining in on the party down in the basement. Now moves the TV up in the attic. Massey got up in the wall, opens the door for David Smeal Jr. Gets a peek down to the inside for second spot, and we remain in a 3 abreast situation. Oh man, Uphoff leaning on Smeal Jr. in 1 and 2. Falls back to third position. Hello, Brandon Massey. Hello, Buddy Ware. They have been invited to crash the party. Not to legit crash, but they want to spoil it. 4 to go in the B main tonight. It's a great battle for third position to determine positions number 10, 11, 12, and 13. 10 through 20 is what it's looking like. This is the battle for what could be 12 in the feature. Uphoff and Massey going at it off of 2. And Uphoff's the one losing time. He's on the low line. The preferred line up top shelf. Smeal has control of second. Massey is third. Here's Buddy wearing that 17 up on the outside. Man, a couple of drivers nearly get together. And it's like we could see some possible bump and runs here in turn 3 and 4 for the final lap. Inside. Massey on Smeal for second spot as we're on the white flag, the final lap. And Massey losing some time, but in 3 and 4, who's getting it at the start-finish line? Davis takes the win for second, goes to Smeal. Ware takes third and Massey fourth. That was a fun B main. That really was. So preliminary action is in the books tonight for the late models. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll give you your keys to the late model feature tonight. Stay with us on Speed Demon TV. When we come back as well, let us know your pick to win.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Final warm-ups underway, but only 9 people have decided I don't want to get the track worse and worse. I don't want to get the track slicker and slicker. I like it this way. Kai Matthews currently the quickest at a 15.733. It's faster by just about a tenth on Robert Tucker. Your pole sitter, David Garman Jr., is in 5th currently in warm-up. So let's get the keys here for tonight. Of course, again, expect the middle groove and the high grooves to be the main places to go, especially the high side. A bunch of drivers been getting the lower groove to work, especially guys like Massey, who was able to finish in 3rd position, luckily. But we'll just have to see, you know, what happens. If you're a guy, though, like Shane James, who finished 2nd in heat race number 1 by 1,000th of a second, the big key for Shane is patience. This is a long 40-lap race. Just take it one at a time, and then once you get into those final few laps or so, that's when you start attacking. Let's see your picks to win here. Colbert Stockstill is rooting for Clay Ferguson. And that's all we got. So we appreciate everybody coming on out tonight here. As Davis Mayo Jr. is taking some time, 11th quickest. Kyle Hackett now taking time. Sarah with Larry Moody. Some drivers waiting until the last second to get on the clock. Let's ride on board here for a lap with Kai Matthews. And we will compare the sectors. Look how quick you're going from top speed down to your minimum. It's like a second or so. You can get it under the 8-second range. That's a good time. Look how much miles per hour you lose when you're using the bottom. A little bit risky. But if you can make it work, go for it. 30 seconds out, and drivers that I believe only the drivers that made the show are practicing. You see Shane James there running that high groove. Looking to sweep the features tonight with the UMPs and the late models.